I play Gabriella Dawson, who is the officer, EMT officer on the ambulance with our Firehouse 18. My character Dawson is, I, she's a risk taker, um, and she can, because she's the officer on the ambulance, it's sort of her job to take accountability for anything that were to go wrong. So she acts in the moment, but I think that she's also a little vulnerable as well, even though she's sort of the leader, and is really willing to challenge authority, which will be fun to play this season. And yeah, I mean, she's an EMT officer, so what my partner and I, Lauren German's character, Shay, so she and I spend every scene together in these ambulances, and we go around and we help patients, everything from people who are trying to jump off of buildings to, cardiac arrests, everything under the sun, and we do our best to save some lives. It's been humbling being in this world to see how much work these people give, that these people do, and they're very passionate about what they do. I'm really excited and honored to be a part of this, because I feel like we have a chance to tell the story of the true heroes of America. In this case, the Chicago Fire Department, and to see what these men and women go through every day. And these are a lot of stories that go untold. And so we hope that we're doing a service to telling them truthfully. It's been humbling being in this world to see how much work these people give, that these people do, and they're very passionate about what they do. I'm really excited and honored to be a part of this, because I feel like we have a chance to tell the story of the true heroes of America. In this case, the Chicago Fire Department, and to see what these men and women go through every day. And these are a lot of stories that go untold. And so we hope that we're doing a service to telling them truthfully. This is not a Fire of the Week kind of show. And I want to echo that. This is not like some kind of regular drama procedural where it's just a fire of the week and we know the formula of it. This is really about the relationships that happen in the firehouse, whether they're romantic, whether it's friendship, whether it's true camaraderie. You'll see, like, my character, for example, I definitely have a crush on Jesse Spencer's character. His character, let's be clear. And I know that he has a girlfriend, and so we get to watch how that happens, and I'm trying to find my way into his life a little bit, respectfully. And I also have to work with him. I also am part of this firehouse. So we see a lot of these dynamics play out, what happens out of the house and what happens in the house, and what they bring when they go to work. Casey's like that prototype of the hero that you always saw from afar, like when you were in high school or something, like the guy who gets all the girls. He's the quarterback. He's kind of like that. He's just this amazing man who cares about his squad, who cares about the people he works with. And I think that's what makes him so magnetic to me. It's because I want that. I want something like that in my life. They blame each other for, certain mistakes that happened in the firehouse. Severide thinks one thing, Casey thinks the other. And so they're butting heads throughout, especially the first episode, as you'll see. What's interesting to see is whether or not they let that get in the way of their job. When somebody's life is at stake, do you do your job, or do you bring that personal factor into it and let that affect how you do your job? Yep, there's a lot of hot guys on this show. I'm sure you'll notice. It's my favorite part. Oh yeah. Oh, firemen are hot. I think so. I mean, I was in New York like last year. I was doing a job downtown, and I saw this fire truck parked outside of the theater. And I said, "I'm sorry, I have to go." I went up to them and I said, "Excuse me, may I take a picture with you?" And I fully did like a photo shoot with these firefighters on the street. They're hot. When you're like sweating and you have to wear gear, it's a very sexy career, in my opinion. So it's nice to have some eye candy around set. We shadowed two amazing EMT women here in Chicago. I was with them for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and we would ride along in an ambulance every day or every other day when they were working. So we'd go in this truck for like 6 hours or so, and a lot of time they'd be hanging out at the firehouse when they're not on a call. But all of a sudden you hear this PA system go off, and it says, okay, fire truck, ambulance number, whatever, go, it's this kind of a victim. And so we spent days watching them work, dealing with the instruments, dealing with the patients. A lot of it is literally patient care, having really good bedside manner, because a lot of people who come into that truck are nervous or panicked or obviously in an extreme heightened emotional state. And so to watch these women deal with that was just amazing and so humbling. And obviously we learned a lot watching that because we're trying to portray real EMT officers. And you'll hear this from Lauren, but something that we love is that they keep it light. They always joke. Everything is like, it's not casual, but there's this humor about everything that happens. And it's how they deal with it. They have to stay happy because they're dealing with a lot of sadness every day. And it blows my mind to watch these heroes work on these streets every day. I feel like there's a lot of research that goes into it, a lot of training. I want to make sure that we're telling, again, an honest, authentic, and truthful story. But at the same time, I'm interested in that humor. I'm interested in like how they have fun, because they have these 24-hour shifts, so they have to be there all the time. And then I'm curious how what we do to sleep at night. Like, do we leave our work at home, or how much of it comes home with us? How much of it really affects us? And you'll see in the first episode, actually, I make a decision to save a girl's life, and it really puts me in the hot seat. I may or may not lose my job, and I get the attention of the board, of my bosses, and I get really scolded for it, and I start worrying about this specific patient, and I don't know, I think it's going to be really hard to keep that separate, to keep my work and then my home life separate. My partner Shay and my character Dawson, we're one of the guys. You know, we're with them all the time. They fart, they burp, they eat all around us. I mean, we are family. And so it begins to feel that way. So I'm not sure, it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. I think the only discomfort is when there's, real sexual or romantic attraction between a man and a woman, or in Shay's case, a woman and a woman. Now then, there are some obstacles like, making a call that could get me in trouble, and making a bad call. And then I do have to prove myself and say, no, I made the right decision in this life-changing moment, a life or death situation, and I have to stand by those choices that I make.